In this chapter, we will go over beveling and the types of bevels within OmniWin. Create or import a part that you want to bevel. You can also import beveled parts from SOLIDWORKS or other CAD programs using step files. Set the machine for the type of amperage and bevel head that you will use. Select your process. Notice that the process selection has changed. Normally, straight cutting would have you choose an amperage here. Now instead, it is selecting the cutting process to be used. Select GC Skew for beveled parts. Once these are selected, you can choose a contour of your part and assign it a bevel. Be sure that your part is not joined. To separate any joined contours, simply select the lines that are joined and select Explode in the toolbar. Or X on the keyboard will explode all contours in the drawing window. Now that you can select the line by itself, notice the bevel properties in the Properties window. These are the types of bevels that you can assign to a contour. Let's look at them in the bevel preview. I cuts, which are vertical cuts and also the default for all cuts in OmniWin. VDS and VAS, which are straight bevels. The D stands for descending from the top to the bottom of the plate. A stands for ascending from the bottom of the plate to the top. YDS and YAS, which consists of an I cut and a D or an A bevel cut. X, which is both a D and A cut that intersect. And K, that is an I cut along with both a D and an A cut. You can alter the angle or angles of any of these bevel types except for the I cut, as well as the land height for the YDS, YAS, and K cuts. You can also have your cut transition from one angle to another by having different angles in the start bevel and end bevel. Keep in mind that with all bevel head machines, 45 degrees is the maximum amount that you can bevel. When the part is ready, start a nesting plan and bring your part into the nest. If an error message shows up reading, "Cannot find a database record of compensation parameters for the following bevel types," this is most likely due to that bevel not being activated. If you click on the contour of the bevel, you'll see in the Properties window the compensation values. Make sure the Activate Compensation Values for Machine box is checked. Here, you will adjust the lateral and angle compensations to the specific bevel cut in the database for the thickness to make sure your part comes out to specifications. The plasma beam normally deviates a little from the vertical. The inclination of the plasma beam is about 1 to 3 degrees. To compensate for the deviation of the beam from the ideal plasma cut, corrections are needed for the lateral and angular adjustment of the bevel head. In other words, if the angle of the bevel is off, adjust the angle compensation by adding or subtracting to the value already in the field. The same for the overall length and width of the part. If your bevel is over or under specification, adjust the lateral compensation values as needed. Once these adjustments are made for your machine, you do not need to make these adjustments again, as they will be stored in the database. These compensation values are set for each bevel type and thickness database within the Perfect Cut editor in the Compensation Values tab. Once all the adjustments are made, right-click on the part and update all parameters. If you have any questions, contact our Applications Department for prompt service. 262-532-4689.